Environmental impact of European colonization on Native American lands. Explore how European colonization transformed Native American lands and ecosystems, reshaping the environment and Native American culture forever. The environmental impact of European colonization on Native American lands. Hey there! I wanted to share some thoughts on a topic that often gets overlooked when we talk about history: the environmental impact of European colonization on Native American lands. We usually focus on the cultural and societal changes, but there's a critical layer involving the land itself and how it was transformed, often with devastating consequences for the native people and their environment. When European settlers arrived in the Americas, they brought with them different ways of interacting with the land. Native American tribes had, for thousands of years, lived in close harmony with their environment. Their practices reflected a deep respect for nature, treating the land as a living entity, something you had to sustain, not exploit. This connection to nature is a core part of Native American culture and Native American heritage. But the arrival of Europeans quickly shifted this balance. One of the major environmental impacts was the large-scale deforestation carried out to make way for farms, settlements, and resource extraction. Colonists viewed the vast forests as untamed wilderness to be cleared, while Native American people saw these woods as sacred and essential for survival, providing food, medicine, and shelter. That massive tree felling altered ecosystems across the continent. Another major change was the introduction of European agriculture, which focused heavily on monoculture crops and animal domestication practices unfamiliar to the land. Native American tribes typically practiced a form of mixed farming with methods that encouraged biodiversity. Meanwhile, settlers' farming techniques often degraded soil quality over time. Plus, the domestication of animals like cattle and pigs, species not native to the ecosystem, led to overgrazing, soil compaction, and increased erosion. Beyond agriculture, European colonization introduced invasive plant and animal species that disrupted the native ecosystems. For example, species like the European honeybee eventually became essential to some plant pollination, but others, like invasive weeds, crowded out native flora that Native American people depended on. Alongside this, diseases brought by Europeans decimated native populations, which indirectly altered ecosystems, because fewer people remained to manage the land using traditional practices like controlled burns. Speaking of controlled burns, this was a vital land management technique widely used by Native American tribes. These purposeful fires helped cultivate certain plants, prevent larger wildfires, and maintain healthy habitats. European settlers, unfamiliar or dismissive of these methods, suppressed fire, which ironically increased the risk of catastrophic wildfires later on. It's important to recognize that the environmental changes weren't just accidental side effects. They were often tied to colonial policies and economic goals that prioritized resource extraction and land ownership by Europeans at the expense of Native American history and society. The displacement of Native American people from their ancestral lands disrupted their sustainable environmental stewardship and led to loss of Native American culture connected to the land. To get a better understanding of the resilience and enduring legacy of Native American heritage through these turbulent times, I highly recommend checking out For Such a Time as This. It offers a meaningful perspective on how Native American people have navigated these challenges while preserving their identity and relationship with the land. So next time you think about colonization in American history, try to remember the profound environmental shifts it caused, shifts that still affect ecosystems and Native American tribes today. The story isn't just about people, it's about the land they lived on, cared for, and fought to protect. If you want to dig deeper into this important piece of history and culture, get your copy of For Such a Time as This today. It's a thoughtful way to honor the Native American people and understand the environmental and cultural layers of their history.